49.67 seconds, the unofficial time there for him.
Big up Miller Vision TV, straight,
So we're seeing
proper
some good movement
coverage,
there on the
proper
track.
show.
In the meantime,
December right back
some more quick results coming your way this time around for the 800 meters. Sent about their business there, section 1 of 2, 800 meters for class 2 girls. It looks to be Pinocchio's Kellett out front already. Also listed for this one, Taft, Westwood, Cormac, St. Mary Technical, Samuel St. Jago, Winstead, Leicester the Queen School, McCormack, Bridgeport, Coleman, Guys Hill, and Morrison, also of Guys Hill. That looks to be Samuels of St. Jago, making her way up. Wind of St. Elizabeth Technical, also in the mix. At the moment.
Okay.
So section 1 of 2 for the 800 meters for class 2 girls. So St. Jago's Samuels, now with the advantage. She's being trailed by St. Elizabeth Technical's DeAndre Wind. So as the final lap ensues, St. Jago, St. Elizabeth Technical and Kellett, the form of Samuels, Wind and Pinnock, the top 3 for the 800 meters. Cormac of St. Mary Technical, trying to make her way up to Leicester of the Queen School, doing some work as well, but on the backstretch the advantage is for Samuels. Misha Jade Samuels of St. Jago. St. Elizabeth Technical's DeAndre Wind, next best. The final call now for the class 3 girls and boys for the 800 meters event. All athletes for the 800 meters class 3 boys and girls kindly make your way to the call room right now. All competitors in the 800 meters for class 3 boys and girls, please make your way to the call room as we head back to the track. Samuels of St. Jago running her own race as she maintains the lead ahead of St. Elizabeth Technical's DeAndre Wind. So St. Jago's Misha Jade Samuels will cross the finish line high and mighty ahead of Wind of St. Elizabeth Technical. The Queen School, Makeda Leicester will come through the 3rd, and Bridgeport's Brittany McCormack will settle. .09 seconds in 8th. Jadine Dawkins, St. Jago, 2 minutes 50.04 seconds. So the top 8 there for the 800 meters class 1 girls, and again taking that event, Danielle King, Heidel, 2 minutes 18.71 seconds. This one, Saffron Lions, Westwood, Shanae Powell, St. Elizabeth Technical, Rihanna Mattis, Bridgeport, Kadra Morgan, Guys Hill, her teammate, Glentonia Wilson, Deandra Campbell, Veer Technical, Tanisha Williams, Glenmuir, Vanessa Parks, Guys Hill, Michaela Ashmead, Osherios, and Carissa December, Dintel Technical, the listed competitors for section 2 of the 800 meters for class 2 girls. Sent about their business there, the 800 meters for class 2 girls, 10 listed competitors for this event. Ashmead of Ocho on the outside doing some work. There looks to be Lines of Westwood also making some good ground. An advantage at the moment. Mattis of Bridgeport making her way up as well. Let's not count out Campbell of Veer Technical, but it's early days yet for this 800 meters for class 2 girls. So Lions of Westwood in the mix as they come into the straightaway, preparing for the bell lap. We're seeing Veer Technicals, Campbell, also making her way up. So Saffron Lions. We're also seeing Morgan of Guys Hill coming up. That's Kadre Morgan of Guys Hill. The team from Guys Hill, they're celebrating. It looks to be Parker as well, her teammate. So they're making their way up. This is the 800 meters. The final section for Class 2 girls. In the meantime, we're asking all competitors in the Class 1 girls shot put competition, or Class 1 girls competing in the shot put event, kindly make your way to the competition area. Class 1 shot put competitors. That's the girls, kindly make your way to the competition area. As we head back to the track for the final section of the 800 meters. There's lots of celebration there from the Dintil contingent, as we're seeing Carissa December of Dintil Technical there across the finish line, ahead of Morgan of Guys Hill, and December utterly celebrating there as she raises her 2-point fingers as the instructions there going to Campbell of their Technical as she goes right across the line. So section 2 of the 800 meters for Class 2 girls wrapping up. Some athletes still coming through. Wilson there of Guys Hill coming through and sealing the track. That's Mattis of Bridgeport, who will end the 800 meters for Class 2 girls. That's it for that competition. We're going to head to the gentlemen in short order. Sent about their business there. The first section of 3, the 800 meters for Class 2 boys. Anthony Clark of Calabar, tapping his dominance so far. Looking further inside, that looks to be Morris of Black River, also making some ground too. Being in the mix as well, White of Bustamante, to the 800 meters for Class 2 boys, Section 1 on track. Enlisted competitors. Companies are 1-5-4 with the advantage. That's White of Bustamante. The youngster from Calabar, that looks to be Webb coming through. So Bustamante with a lead, being trailed by Calabar. That's White of Bustamante with the advantage, but on his heels now that appears to be Webb of Calabar right beside him. They're at the 200 meters mark as they come around. Calabar snatching the lead. So White, Bustamante trailing. So that looks to be Webb of Calabar. So Calabar with the lead, ladies and gentlemen, as they come into the straightaway. Calabar ahead of Bustamante. This gentleman representing Calabar, working for a streamlined finish. Competitor 240, Justin Webb of Calabar, tying up the competition as he takes this one. So Webb ahead of White of Bustamante. Third will be competitor 19 of 1-9, Daniel Francis of Alphonsus Davis. So Justin Webb of Calabar taking the first section ahead of Jaheim White of Bustamante. Next on track, section 2, the 800 meters for class 2 boys. Business there, the second and penultimate section of the 800 meters for class 3 boys. Smith, Clarendon College, making some good ground. Further inside too, we're seeing Miller of St. Elizabeth Technical making his way up. The listed competitors: Higgins, Alphonsus Davis, Murphy Guys Hill, Palmer Calabar, Miller Stetz, Davis unattached, Facey Bustamante, James of Clarendon, Rose, William Nibb, Reed Clarendon, Smith Clarendon, and Brown of Calabar. In the meantime, the class 3 boys and girls. For the class 3 boys 800 meters competition, the call room is now closed. Class 3 boys call room is now closed for the 800 meters competition. As competitor 278, that's Obina Reed of Clarendon College, takes the lead. So as we have Reed of Clarendon College with the advantage, we're opening the call room now for 20 minutes. For the 800 meters for men and women, the call room is now open. For the 800 meters for men and women. 800 meters for men and women, the call room is now open at 10:26. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, back to the track. Reed of Clarendon College, Miller of St. Elizabeth Technical, the two competing, two blue and gold schools, but St. Elizabeth Technical approaching the top two is Calabar's Brown, but woo, it's close, ladies and gentlemen. We'll have to wait for the photo finish for that one. That's Alejandro Palmer of Calabar coming through in the nick of time. We'll have to await the official results to see that one. But pretty close there. Alejandro Palmer of Calabar coming through in the last minute to push towards way there for the final section of the 800 meters for class 2 boys. Listed to compete in this: Jefferson Campbell, Alphonsus Davis, James McLeod, St. Elizabeth Technical, Wilson of Bustamante, Campbell of Guys Hill, Richards Calabar, Mackenzie Clarendon College, Brown William Nibb, Wright Central High, Williams Guys Hill, Johnson Sidney Pagan, Bennett of Guys Hill, and Brown of St. Elizabeth Technical. We have 12 listed competitors for this, the final section of the 800 meters for class 2 boys. And at the top, at least for now, the gentleman from Calabar. There looks to be competitor 227, Richards of Calabar. Right beside him, competitor 18 of Alphonsus Davis. Campbell of Alphonsus Davis now with the advantage ahead of Richards of Calabar. St. Elizabeth Technical's Brown also doing some work as they advance on the backstretch. So Brown and McLeod of St. Elizabeth Technical doing some work as Jefferson Campbell of Alphonsus Davis leads the field. So Richards of Calabar, a reminder, the call room has been open for the 200 meters for class 1 boys. Meters taking place there. Meters for boys, section on track now. Listed are Roderick, so that's right of Sidney Pagan, Davis Clarendon College, McCarthy, Sidney Pagan, and Roden, William Nibb. So it looks to be Davis of Clarendon College. So competitor 269 there, Davis of Clarendon College making his way up. Roden of William Nib right beside him, so too is Wright of Sydney Pagan. So only four the track for this one. McCarthy of Sydney Pagan in fourth position. But leading the pack, the gentleman from Clarendon College, Oris Davis. They go on the back stretch. Wright of Sydney Pagan. And Roden of William Nib doing some work. Clarendon College. That's Oris Davis still holding on to that lead. So as they wrap up this one, the 800 meters for class 3 girls will be on track next. We have 4 listed sections for that one. As Eric Davis of Clarendon College comes through towards the finish line. Wright of Sydney Pagan is doing some work. Davis of Clarendon College has to hold on. And it appears that he will cross the finish line. Ahead of Wright of Sydney Pagan. And William Nibbs Roden will have to settle for third. Closing this section is McCarthy of Sydney Pagan, 4 of 4. The event set there cleanly away, the 800 meters for class 3 girls. The first section with listed competitors: Mills, Vere Technical, Brown, Guys Hill, Gooden, St. Elizabeth Technical, Dunkley, Hydel, Hines, Glenmuir, Lindo, Jonathan Grant, South, Alfonso Davis, Watson, Lacovia, the duo from St. Jago in the form of Hamilton and Woolley, and Johnson of Vale Technical. That looks to be Dunkley of Hydel. With the advantage. As they come into the straightaway, ladies and gentlemen, in anticipation for the final lap of this first section of the 800 meters for Class 3 girls. Hydel's Dunkley, that's Janice Dunkley, has the advantage. Competitor 399, Bianca Brown of Guys Hill, doing some work. As the last lap ensues, Heidel's Janice Dunkley holds on to the advantage. Bit of a fall there for the young lady from Guys Hill. Making way for Mills of Vere Technical. And that looks to be her teammate. Johnson also making their way up. So on the back stretch, the advantage still in favor of Janice Dunkley of Hydel, with less than 200 meters remaining for this one. So Janice Dunkley of Hydel. The work being done there by, looks to be Mills of Vere Technical. So Hydel hanging on with about a 10-meter gap or so between her and the next best competitor. As they go towards the finish line, we hear some calls there for the other competitors to make their way up. It looks to be, as they stop on the finish line, coming in for second there, South of Alfonso Davis. But she didn't get the better of Janice Dunkley of Hydel, who crossed the finish line first. So it's Dunkley of Hydel ahead of South of Alfonso Davis. Section 2, the 800. So section 2 underway there. That looks to be Hodges of Sydney Pagan with the advantage. The Hodges of Sydney Pagan. Behind her is competitor 588 Harding of Lacovia. As the whistle blows, indicating the final lap. Competitor 413. That's Wilson of Guys Hill also doing some work. But Sydney Pagan's Dania Hodges, she has the advantage. Not far behind is Harding of Lacovia. She's some 30 meters or so behind Hodges of Sydney Pagan. So about 200 meters remaining for them for this, the second section of the 800 meters for Class 3 girls. Dana Hodges of Sydney Pagan still holding on to that advantage. A little bit more relaxed, Janelle Harding of Lacovia in second. As they make their way into the straightaway. So Sydney Pagan, represented by Dana Hodges, leading for this, the second section of the 800 meters for Class 3 girls. She's pushing for a strong finish, ladies and gentlemen. That's Hodges of Sydney Pagan, Dana Hodges. And Janelle Harding of Lacovia will come through for second. And working for third, St. Elizabeth Technicals, Rihanna Johnson. And St. Jago's, Renesia Anderson will come through. She is the top. Sun sends them away there, the penultimate section of the 800 meters for Class 3 girls. Listed for this section, Elliott of Veer Technical, Martin Heidel, Brown, New Forest, Grant Heidel, Reynolds, Alfonso Davis, Smith, Bustamante, Fletcher, St. Jago, Crawford, the Queen's School, her teammates Mackenzie and Griffiths of St. Jago. Bustamante's Trishan Smith out front doing some work early. Alfonso Davis is Alike Reynolds, Alike Reynolds, the top two. Reynolds of Alfonso Davis now with the advantage. So still trailing her is Smith of Bustamante. But Reynolds of Alfonso Davis certainly doing some work to distinguish herself from early. So on the way there, the final section of the 800 meters for Class 3 girls. And as that happens, we're opening the call room for the Class 2 girls and boys for the 200 meters. Call room now open for the Class 2 girls and boys for the 200 meters. And we're making the final call for the Class 1 boys for the 200 meters competition. Final call, Class 1 boys, 200 meters. In the meantime, on track now, the 800 meters final section for the Class 3 girls. Competitor 625 there, that's Bauer of Nagati, getting the lead for this one. And sealing out the top 8, Sebastian Spence, Bridgeport, 2 minutes 03.03 seconds. Those were the results for the 800 meters for Class 1 boys. They've been sent about their business there at the 800 meters for Class 3 boys. Stretch now. Aldine Reed of William Nib. There's quite a bit of work to do. He intends to catch. Brown of Magotty. Green of Calabar. The heels now of Reed of William Nib. And he passes him on the back stretch. But still with the advantage of the gentleman from Magotty, Jaden Brown. So, ladies and gentlemen, Brown of Magotty High has distinguished himself from the rest of the pack. Green of Calabar is next best, but he has so much work to do, and you have to settle for second. As the gentleman from Magotty, Jaden Brown, has already crossed the finish line. Giovanni Green of Calabar will come through for second. And Luke Plummer of Sydney Pagan will settle for third. Classics 2022, right here at GC Foster College. Just time to kick off track season. We're at the 800 meters for Class 3 boys. Of course, lots of prizes and surprises in store. But this year's competition, we've already given away some cash prizes at the start. And they're not even in Jamaican currency. I'll tell you that from the 3,000 and 5,000 meters, the winner of each walked away with 50 pounds each. The pound is valued at 189 Jamaican dollars to one, so you can do the math. And we have more to give away as we prepare for the next section of the 800 meters, Class 3 boys. So they're sent about their business there, the penultimate section of the 800 meters for Class 3 boys. Brown of Calabar, Grant, Greater Portmore, Rowe, Magotty, Brown, Guys Hill, Hopkins, Alphonsus Davis, Bennett, Guys Hill, Olifante, Ultra-Real, Simpson, New Forest, and King Petersfield, the listed competitors. Magotty certainly blazing the field, maroon and gold. Brown from Magotty took the first section, and his teammate Rowe wants to follow suit. A reminder, these are timed finals and the results can be found online at meetresults.athletics.org/Tyser-Mills 2022. You can find the results online for each event. Reminding you, these are timed finals. At the moment, Theodore Rowe of Magotty has the advantage. And as the bell lap goes, Terry Hopkins of Alphonsus Davis trails Charles Brown of Guys Hill, doing some work too. The gap certainly being reduced as Hopkins of Alphonsus Davis slowly closes in on Theodore Rowe of Magotty. The penultimate section here of the 800 meters for Class 3 boys. We're going to prepare to get the exciting 200 meters action underway in a moment. Magotty High, blazing the track still. Theodore Rowe of Magotty with the advantage. Let's not count out Tyree Hopkins of Alphonsus Davis, as with about 120 meters remaining, he's closed the gap, and he's on the heels of Magotty's Theodore Rowe. So the favor of leading this pack is now in the hands of Tyree Hopkins. But Rowe of Magazine not giving up so easy. They're neck and neck. Hopkins of Alfonso Davis, however, blazing away as we stop the clock here. So the penultimate section of the 800 meters for Class 3 boys. Tyree Hopkins, followed by Rowe of Magazine. Then clean away there the final section of this 800 meters for Class 3 boys. Alwyn Miller of Lacovia on the outside doing some work. Blake of Stets also doing some work too, but let's look inside to Carlos Bryson of Calabar as he has the advantage now. Closing over is Goodson of Clarendon College, trying to do some work as well. But the distinct advantage is for Carlos Bryson of Calabar High. Blake of St. Elizabeth Technical and Godson of Clarendon College. Neck and neck. So distinct lead there. The gentleman from Red Hills Road, Carlos Bryson. Carlos Bryson of Calabar. Diligent to run there by him as he goes into the final lap. Clarendon College now next best. St. Elizabeth Technical's Blake with some work to do in third position. Lacovia's Miller settling there in fourth position as the gentlemen make their way to the back stretch. So Carlos Bryson of Calabar, steady pace there for him. As Clarendon College's Sean Godson trails St. Elizabeth Technical's Blake, settling in there, third position, with a substantial gap there being established by Carlos Bryson of Calabar. The final section for the 800 meters Class 3 boys is wrapping up. He's running by himself there almost. Carlos Bryson of Calabar. A steady race there. Consistent running. A grimace on his face as he advances towards the finish line. And he wraps up the final section of the 800 meters. Carlos Bryson of Calabar closing with the lead. Followed by Clarendon College's Godson, the third best. Carmen Blake, St. Elizabeth Technical.